Nancy Rose, Sam Hernandez, welcome.
Thank you
For being here.
Thanks for having us.
Do you guys know what you got yourself into?
You know, I love podcasts, so no.
This is my first podcast, and Nancy Rose said we were doing it, and I was like, all right, let's do it.
You're going to be famous now.
Right on.
This is the Bod Pod, and our focus is telling people the stories that are happening around the gym, giving people an insight to like who we are, how we do things. So let's start with that piece. So who are you? How did you guys meet? How did we meet? Give me the rundown.
Well, I'm Nancy Rose, and we met when I was 15.
15?
So, yes.
So high school sweethearts?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Sam and I have been together a long time. So if I was going to describe me, I'd say Sam's wife, mother of three, and a grandma. That's who I am.
I'm Sam. I always say I've been a husband, a father, and now a grandpa, but I've been a husband and a dad all my life. I always tell everyone that because I've been those things since I was 19 years old. We took off to the military together. She followed me, and the rest is history.
Yeah. How far did you follow him in the military?
We went to Virginia.
Okay.
Yes, we went to Washington first, then Virginia, and then came back home.
Okay. And grandparents now.
Yes.
You guys
Yes.
look like grandparents. How old?
5 months old baby girl. Probably the best era of our life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
It's
definitely.
right now.
Yeah. Is that a trip or is it like something that you're ready for?
No, not ready for. Absolutely a trip. Like people told us you were going to love being a grandparent. This is going to be the best time of your life, but you don't know it till you're in it. And then you're like, oh yeah, it is.
So having a child who's now truly reached that next stage, and then also being grandparents, like what is that kind of like stage and development been like where you're like, oh man, this is different?
I think you get to see a lot more than you saw when you were having your own kids. And I think that's the biggest thing because I just stare at her and I'm like, wow, like it's so different now. Like you see all their behaviors change every day. They look the way they look at you and you're just like, I think you miss out on a lot of that. Like when you're young and you're, just trying to get by and learn how to be a parent. I think that's really what happens when you become a grandparent and you're like, I could sit back now and watch it all. And it's amazing.
Watch every milestone.
I don't like missing anything. That's why I always rush home every day. I'm always like, I got to go see what she's doing. So,
And that's the part that I loved about seeing you guys. And we've had these conversations, already on other areas of life, but like the things that you guys are doing for yourselves, right? And in the gym, things that I see of you guys on a weekly basis, like knowing, right, you guys are grandparents now, the gift that is for your child and your grandkids, right? Because the story I hear so many times from people are they're coming in and either they're about to be a grandparent or they become a grandparent or they're getting later in that stage. And it's like, I can't play with my grandkids. That is a really hard thing to like, for some people to come to terms with, that they let things go too far. And that's the part that I love seeing in you guys. Yeah. Like you guys are so proactive in making sure that you're able to be who you want to be for these people that you love around you.
Yeah. I was at a point where I have rheumatoid arthritis, and so my wrist didn't work. And I was so scared I would not be able to hold my grandbaby. But coming here and doing this and building back up my body, I have zero pain. It's amazing. I literally didn't think I'd be able to hold her, and I can.
Take me through that story. I actually went back through like our original notes when we sat down. Take me through that journey of your life through fitness, right? Because you were very active, right, for most of your life. Help people understand, because it's a very relatable story. How did we get to where we are now?
So our story is interesting because Sam actually got rheumatoid arthritis. We call it RA first. I got it 1 year later. It's a debilitating disease, and it destroys your body to the point where you can't walk, you can't dress yourself.
How long did you guys know something was wrong before you guys figured it out?
I was in college and I woke up a few mornings and I was just completely swollen. I couldn't bend my fingers, couldn't unlock my knees. And I'm like, I was 23 and I just was 23. And I would get up and I'd just be like, this is weird. And I was like, maybe I'm just getting old. I honestly, and I didn't say anything. And finally I just got to the point where even at being young and still active, it would take me a half a day just to loosen up. And I think that's when I finally realized something's not right. And we ended up going to the doctor, and then, oh, what?
1 year later,
almost
I was
exactly. Yes.
diagnosed.
It is one of those that flies under the radar because a lot of times the initial things that doctors are testing for, they don't see it.
Yeah,
It's like, no, everything looks good. And you're like, no.
something's wrong.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you guys are both young. You're both in
Yeah.
20s,
early 20s.
And we had just had a baby.
our second child.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first got diagnosed, I couldn't walk. I couldn't dress myself, and I was trying to take care of 2 kids. So it was at that point, once I got better and got on a medication that worked, I was like, okay, now I'm going to run. He was already working out. He was very active in the military, ran. And so I said, I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to do that also. And so that's when we both got into running, and then kickboxing. And then we were doing the marathons. I was teaching kickboxing. Every day we would run 6 miles, and then I'd go teach a kickboxing class.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, we did a lot.
You guys were all in.
We
All
were.
in.
Right?
We were.
Okay. Until when?
Late 30s, once I got really involved in my career, being a lawyer, and operating and running my own business, I fell off the workout wagon.
And you were fired by that time, correct?
I was, I've been a fireman since 2006. I think more than anything, I just got complacent. I just got comfortable, and I thought I would have reserves. You know, I'm like, oh, I worked out all these years, so it's going to take care of me for the next so many years. And I think that's kind of how I went off of.
It does for a
Yeah, it does. It does. And it's, you're like, oh, I'm still good. And then, yeah, it doesn't last as long.
Life happened.
Yes.
Life happened, and we were not working out.
That's one of the things I actually tell a lot of people when they come in the first day. Because everybody comes in motivated, like, oh, I'm so excited to do this. And I'm like, yep, that sounds great. But just so you know, at some point, life is going to happen. Like, this is going to get hard. So let's talk about what we're going to do when that happens. Not if it happens, but when that happens. Like the job thing, the family thing, the health thing, finances thing. Like, let's plan on that. That way we're ready for it when it happens. And we can roll with that season. And
Yeah.
because it is like, you guys were working out all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Life happens. How much time went by in that season of like, screw it. Oh, that's good.
I would say a good 5 years,
Yeah.
maybe 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very, oh, yeah, we'll work out for a month.
We'll go for
miss
a
2
walk.
months. And kind of, it was just really, like that.
Were you guys always trying to do it together when you'd have those cycles of on and off?
Typically, yes, because when I was teaching kickboxing, he would take my classes if he wasn't at work.
Okay.
And we had a really strong group of individuals that would come do it with us. And then he still worked out at work. So I think he was more active than I was. But we typically loved to work out together. We run together. We would go to the gym together and do my classes together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it became more of like, just kind of like when we could do it. But we didn't go out of our way to make time for it.
No.
It was just kind of like, oh, maybe we should do something. But if something better came, we would definitely go do that. Yeah. There's a lot
Jangle
of,
the carrot.
yes, there's a lot of options that
We might
that
chase the
took.
other carrot.
Yes, we definitely went that way. But for those first, 10, 12 years that we were going hard, that was our number one thing. So yeah, I don't know. I guess life, and then maybe a little burnout, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that came in between that. But I think definitely when we got to our like around 40, we were kind of just going off of what would you rather do, this or this? So
Well, and like you said, there's a lot more fun things to do
Yeah.
than going to exercise. I remind people that, like, from a biological standpoint, when you go to work out, your body's basically saying, I'm going to die. Right? Like, it's sending signals like, you're going to die, you should stop, right? Breathing heavy, heart rate going up, sweating. Like, those are all things that your body's like, I am not at ease anymore. Like, if I continue doing this, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
So, like, it's interesting for you guys even, right? You guys had also the bond piece, which is honestly one of the hardest things that couples struggle with, is being on separate pages on that.
yeah.
I think the other side that comes along with that, though, is when you've done it for a long time, it doesn't, we try and put it on autopilot, and that will work until enough other things in life happen.
Yes.
Right.
Definitely.
At that point, right, you're talking kids that are getting older, getting to different ages and stages.
Yes.
Like, you don't want to miss out on
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
Yeah. You have to juggle it all. And
Yeah.
so then that
Lots of
doesn't become
excuses.
it doesn't become a priority. It's
A lot
lots
of excuses get in the way.
I just had a guy last week who started with us, who's an ER doc. And I was actually, when I was speaking with him, I was thinking about you because we're breaking down, okay, why are you not doing this on your own already? So he had similar, like he had an active background. It's not like he'd never been to the gym before, but it came down to he had a big 2-year-old kid and some ER doc. I'm like, okay, this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You have zero capacity to think about this anymore. And time is also a major premium.
Yes.
So now you have these major conflicts of like, okay, I know someone or something needs to pick time to this. I don't want to waste my time at the gym. I don't want to think about it. And that's the part that I was thinking about. I was like, yep, lawyers, service positions, like fire and military police, and medical positions. It is a mentally demanding job. If nothing else, you need someone else to put that time in to make sure that you're not wasting it, but also making sure that it makes sense in your brain.
Yeah.
It's so easy to go home when you work a stressful job and you work all day and you spend all day in an office for me and a fire department for him. It's so easy to go home and sit on the couch and just be done.
Yeah.
But yet I've never felt better on the days where I don't go home. I come here, work out, and then it's a thrive. There's nothing better than that, but you forget when you're not doing it.
So I think we're going on right about a year now. Okay, so tell me about your experience. Let's do this separately too. So Sam, what did you expect coming? Because Nancy Rose kind of dragged you.
Well, I mean, how long did we put it off or talk about it for? I think we talked
Since
about
I met you. So
Yeah. So we had a good window in there where we discussed it and still came up with things in our head like, oh, we got to wait till our son's football's over, or we got to wait for this. And so we had these, ideas of coming. And then I was like, I got a gym membership that I've used 6 times in 14 years, but why do I need to go to another gym? And then I think once I got over all that, and then we had discussed it a lot, and we do a lot of things together anyways. A lot of our hobbies are with each other. So I think that when we finally decided to come in, I was like, all right. And I think being uncomfortable is good. It's good. It's good for you. And I think when I came in, I was like, not being too resistant to it. And once I, got a little comfort in the workouts, and I think when I wanted to not come was because I didn't, want to learn a new workout or a new stretch or a new this or a new that. Once I got over that, it was like, all right, I can't wait to come. And I think that's been the biggest thing for me is like, I want to come my 3 days or however many days I come during the week. And now I look forward to it versus being like, what is this stretch? What is this move that I've never done in my life before? And once I got my mind around that, and then all the benefits from it, as far as, it's just not appearance, and that's a good thing. Your clothes and stuff, that's all good stuff. But you know what? For me, it's helped mentally, sleep, diet. So there's a lot of good things.
Tell me more about that thought process, because this is the thing that we hear over and over and over. I remind our team about this. Most people, when they sit down with us the first time, the main thing is like, whether it's I want to lose weight, they want to look better. Feel better is usually in there too, but it's pretty vague. Like it's usually they're like, I want to lose weight. A year down the road, 2 years down the road, 5 years down the road. That is never what people tell us they're the most happy about.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody wants that, but the things that people tell us over and over and over again, it's like, I can do this and I can do this. We literally had a client tell us this week, her win that she's super excited about is she can clip her toenails on her own.
wow.
Which is like a flex. I don't know her, so I didn't know the full thing. Maybe it's the flexibility part. I'm like, the things that you don't imagine like people are even realize.
Yeah.
So tell me about that from your side. Of course, we all want to look better, right?
Yes.
So things like you're noticing in daily life.
Daily life is just the mental. Honestly, it's when you feel better and you exercise and your mind gets better. I think it's like you're thinking clear, you're making good decisions, you're making better decisions and for yourself all the time. And I think I got away from that for a long time. And it's, it's always a work in progress, but it's definitely my mental that this has changed the most for me. And it's made me address it. And it's made me, be like, hey, I can do a lot of things. And working out is a part of it. And as long as I continue to do this, then I can change a lot of things and my way of thinking. It's trying to not be so, like I said, resistant to things. No one likes to be uncomfortable and all those little things. And now I'm just like, hey, this just feels good. Like, yeah, it gets a lot of negative out of you.
It's easy to dissociate how good you feel mentally as a result. And I think part of that is the time delay that happens, right? It's like generally we think of, okay, I do this thing and I get this result like 5 seconds later.
Yeah.
Right? That's generally what we're looking for as humans, right?
Yeah.
Especially in like today's society. But the reality is like, you work out and then you sleep better and then you wake up with more energy and then you think better. Like, it's this like
exactly
trickle effect.
All these things that lead to the next. Over time though, like we said, like you dissociate the connection from this to this.
Yes.
Until you get so far away. Man, what? Why don't I feel the way,
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the things that, for me, is a huge part. Like, I know that if I'm stressed and just mentally worn down, which sounds like the opposite. Like, you just need to relax. Like, no. Like, I need to get away from a computer and get away from people. I need to be, like, alone and work out.
Yeah.
And I know that will reset me.
Yeah.
And I think there's so many people out there that either haven't had the right exposure to exercise for them, or they've just never been that type of person.
Yeah.
They don't even realize like what's behind that door and how good they can feel. How about you, Nancy Rose?
So
what were your expectations coming in and all that?
I just knew we needed to get back on a health journey. And when I met you and learned about what you offered, I was like, this might be it. This semi-private lesson workout, it might be it for us. And so I really just wanted to get back into it and see if we could do it, because I felt like, I don't know if we can. And it's so hard. And it's hard to commit your time to it. And then I've already done it. Yeah. So I know how much work I have to put into it. So I was like, do I really want to do that again? I don't know. But then I committed, and I'm like, okay, we're in. But once we start something, we're going to do it. And so once we started, it was hard. It's like baby steps. I was like a little baby coming in and starting from scratch.
Was that hard? Because
yes.
And a lot of times it is like you have this expectation of who I used to be or how I used to be.
Definitely.
And honestly, that's where a lot of people, when they do it on their own, when you've had that long layoff, it doesn't matter how long, it could be a year, 5 years, 10 years, you go back to like, oh, this is how I used to do it.
Yeah.
You're not there right now. And that's where we have to take a position and like, hey, we will get there. And I know mentally, like, that connection is there, but this is not worth it. And what happens when you do that, either when we let people go there or you do it on your own, is you end up getting hurt. And then we end up getting in this cycle of like, stop, this doesn't work. And I'm motivated. So
it's humbling. It's humbling because I used to be able to do push-ups, and then you walk in here and I can't even hold myself up on the ground. So that it's difficult to see yourself not be able to do things, but knowing that I can build back up. Then you go through this process, you trust the programs, you trust your coaches, and all of a sudden you can lift weights, and then you see a little muscle, and then you start feeling proud of yourself. And so that was really cool for me to see the transformation back to the old me.
Yeah. Was there a moment where you felt like, oh man, I am in, like, this is it? Like, how long did that take for you?
It actually didn't take me very long. I would say 3 programs in. So about 3 months in, I was all in. Mm-hmm. And there was one particular moment, and it was a little further in. It was toward the summer. And Carlos had said, you should try to train for the Spartan Run.
Oh, yeah.
And I was all in. And then I had to hang and do the pull-up bar. And I was like, there's no way. I can't hold myself up. I'm going to fall. I'm going to slip off the bar. And I could do it. And I was like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. Okay, it's working.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
That's so good. Because that's not what you came here for.
No.
Right? Yeah.
I just came here to get back in a healthy rhythm with him, and I wanted him to do it. I really wanted Sam to be back in this.
What would you say? Like, was there a moment?
You know what? I usually take the little. I would take the little victories. I'm not more. I always tell her this, but I'm more of the like small victory guy. Like I'm not a big moment guy. But I think honestly, like feeling like a difference, like in my legs, because whoever did my survey, obviously had something against my legs. But, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is kind of nice to have some muscles in your legs. And I think once I got comfortable and confident with, doing that, I didn't do those types of exercises. I do curls and bench press and ran, and that was my workout, and it worked, but there's a lot of other things that went into it. And I think for me, the biggest thing was, doing all the leg stuff and being like, oh, this is kind of nice, I was, not flexible at all. And that's what really, I appreciated so much about the program, the recognition, like wherever in that, when you guys check us out and assess us, you see things, and they hit things perfectly that I needed to address. And I'm like, okay, I got this. So I think that's been the moment for me, like, just doing those things that I never do.
And that's the reality is it doesn't matter how much like all of us included, you will go back to doing the same things that you like and that you've done for a while.
Yeah.
And it oftentimes, the longer that happens, the further it is away from what you actually need.
Yeah.
We talk about like the science of training is understanding what movements and why and like what's going on with your body and analyzing like things that are dysfunctional and that kind of thing. But the art is meeting someone's needs and wants at the same time. And that is not oftentimes easy to do because in most cases it's like this. There's some overlap between what you want and what you need.
Yeah.
But it's very rarely like perfectly overlap. So that's honestly, it's a lot of like where our assessment comes into play. It's like, okay, we want to give you what you want. We're going to let your body tell us what it needs. And then we're going to talk about that and like say, your body said this. You said this. Here's what we're seeing. And like, there's so many different directions. And we say it's an art because if we just give someone what they want and we neglect the need, we're going to run into a huge wall soon. In most cases, it's injury. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side, if we only attend to what someone needs and they don't at least feel like it's connected to what they want, we're never going to get the buy-in where they'll be here long enough to achieve the results.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it is like a constant like ebb and flow of like, okay, how do you feel about where we're at right now? And, all that. So it can be challenging, but that's also what makes it fun for us, right? And that's why I like how detailed we can and will get with people. We're able to switch this little, even on that day, right? I'm sure you guys have had it where you come in one day, it's like, how are you feeling? It doesn't matter what the answer is. Like that may change. Like, okay, this is the plan I had today, but because you feel this way, all right, maybe let's shift this direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's we're going off the cuff and just having fun, or it's like, hey, maybe we should tone it down. Like today's not one of the days.
Yeah. I know that's happened with Sam a few times.
It does. And they always make the right adjustments every time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thank you. Like, because it's hard to say.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, hey, I'm not feeling it today, or this really hurts. Like we have a lot of pride and I think though to be able to trust them and say, hey, I'm not feeling it today. That's big for me to give up, and then for them to be able to lead me in the right direction after that. That's huge for me.
And those are the days that oftentimes naturally people say like, oh, I'm just going to skip today.
Yeah.
Right? And we just try and remind people like, look, just don't skip.
Yeah.
Right. Like we will meet you where you're at, even if that's completely different from where we thought we were going to take that day. If that's the best way to make sure that you leave feeling better than when you came in, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I came in yesterday and did not want to work out in the morning, and I had the best workout ever. And I was like, that just elevated me and went to work, and I was like, okay, we got this. We could do the day.
I feel that personally, and I remind people, like, those are huge win days. Those are actually better to me than the days that come into like, okay, I'm going to get after it.
Yeah.
Because we just completely changed the trajectory, right? Whether it's your goals and your body changes. We went from okay, so your things are going well, and then you have this moment where you thought, I'm not really doing it today.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a hinge point where it can be like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to take the day off.
Yes.
And then we go negative in that case, right? We do nothing. Or we show up, and even if it's not the way that we thought, we continue this pathway. And the reality is nothing stays the same. It's not like it just levels out. We're either going backwards or we're going forwards.
Yeah.
So nothing stays the same.
Yeah.
So the difference between that is not just like, oh, I took one day off. Like that one day off might actually take you 2 days to reverse the backward step that you took.
Yeah.
So like I always think about that on the days that I don't want to do something, like, okay, I'm just going to do something.
Yes.
I've never regretted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the best workout every time.
No.
Like, it's fine.
You just have to show up.
Just show up. Yeah.
I think that's big too, because I think that's a huge part of the commitment part of this is like, I made an appointment, I got a time, I got to be there.
Yeah.
And I think in getting yourself to do that part, because I think anytime you just schedule going to the gym or something, you could be like, oh, I'm going to go. And then you're like, I'm not going to go. Or I'm going to go in an hour. Or you know what I mean? But having a time set and being like, I own this slot, you know, show up and do what you can. And I think that's the biggest change for me too, that I've done, has been like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it today, but I'm going to show up. And, you know, and doing it together makes it even more like we're showing up together.
Yeah.
Like we're going to do this. Like we got this. And because it would be easy for one of us to be like, hey, you want out? You want out? So
It's accountability.
yes, it is total accountability.
Yeah. And that's like, there's so much research on like accountability, like with another person, right? And that's usually like where like having a trainer, there is so much natural accountability already built in.
Yeah.
It is so hard to not show up and to fail, right?
Yeah.
Because you have also different relationship dynamics that can come into play when it's not a good day, it's not a good month, or not a good season or whatever.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that I remember loving so much about the discovery session with you guys. I always ask when couples come in, like, okay, have we had the talk? Okay. You guys sat down and talked about, is this something that we're intentionally coming together? Or is this something, okay, we're doing at the same time, but we're not coming here at the same time? And right away, you guys are like, oh no, we're doing it together.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's super cool. You guys already knew that. And you guys have done that for years. The other part, though, I remember, because this is the other part that comes when I say, okay, now level 2 of the talk is, have you guys talked about, like, do you guys want to be, like, away from each other while you're here? Or do you guys want to be next to each other because it's, like, a bonding thing? And again, you're like, no, like, we like doing this thing. I'm like, that says a lot about your guys' relationship. And, like, again, like, when fitness or just taking care of yourself is just a part of your relationship dynamics and who you are as a family unit, it changes so much.
Yeah. We've been a team for a long time. So everything that we've done in our life since I was 15, he was 16, has been doing it together and being a team, because that for us is our foundation.
Yeah. We've learned a lot about just being us learning. Like we were kids when we went out on the world by ourselves. And so like a workout, you know, it ain't gonna, I've never been like, hey, do it this way, do this, do that. We've always been like, you do your workout, I'll do mine. And it's just like, good job. Good, you know, it's kind of more like that than it never was me being like, oh, you're doing that wrong. Oh yeah, you're doing terrible. Like it was never, I don't even, you know, and now it's awesome because, you know, we're right next to each other. We got totally complete opposite workouts. And it's just like, hey, good job. Like, get at it.
It's cool because the neurotransmitter side of what happens when we're exercising, as far as like the feel-good chemicals, right?
Yeah.
The dopamine and that kind of stuff, that already happens when you work out on your own. But then also when you add in the relationship layer to it, it puts those on another level. Like, and you could say whether it's working out, like doing something hard together, something that's uncomfortable together. Like that's why you see like all these teams, whether it's sports teams or I'm sure like fireness, you do these hard things together.
Yeah.
Because when you do hard things together, everybody gets tight. Right?
Builds a camaraderie.
Yeah. Like that strengthens relationships, even if that's not actually the intention, right?
Yeah.
So it's such a cool thing to see.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah.
It's part of, I think, our therapy and our bonding and our growing together. We have to do it. It's just something that we knew from the onset, and it carried back into now. And so we have to do it.
The cool thing, like when I go through like, okay, did you guys have the talk and all that? It's like, it doesn't even matter what the answers are. The important thing is that we understand these are the expectations for everyone.
Yeah.
Right. And two, in our setting, I love that you guys can both be right next to each other at the same time, working out together, but you're focused on you and you're focused on you.
Yeah.
You have these things that are really important and that are better for you to spend that time, and then you have your own, right? Instead of like the traditional thing is like, okay, it's the whatever class, everybody's doing the same thing. It's like, you guys are doing it together, but may not actually be or get you the results that you're looking for.
Yeah.
You're still getting some of it, and that's like, it's so fun to be able to see that. And I also think it's better because as I feel like you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. It's ideal because we did go to the gym together, but we would work out completely separate because he did his workouts, I did mine. Now we're working out side by side, doing completely different workouts, but I could watch him and be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. You did so great. Like watching him progress. And then he can see what I'm doing as well. But we're totally committed and focused on 2 different programs, 2 different, mindsets, but yet we could cheer each other on.
Yeah. In your line of work, right? You're business owner, attorney, both of those at the same time, right? Managing people. How has this affected those, right? The demands on your life, right? And say like from a performance standpoint.
So this is one of my favorite things to talk about because I didn't know this was going to happen.
Oh.
When I started working out with you in your gym, I thought that it was going to be for Sam and I, that this was totally to make our life better, make us healthier. What I did not know was going to happen was that it was going to make me a better business owner, a better attorney for my clients. So that transformation was crazy for me because I am an employment law attorney. I represent employees. They come to me with their lowest of the lows, worst problems. I mean, they're defeated. They're going through hard times. I have to take that on for them. Yeah. That's my job. I have to take that on. I have to be their champion. I have to be the person that takes them through this journey. And it's emotionally draining and physically draining. And so working out with you and coming here and working out with my coaches, it built me. It made me stronger. It made me thrive. And so it makes me a better boss. It makes me a better attorney. And I didn't know that would happen.
So do you feel like it's more become like an outlet for the stuff you're taking on? Or do you feel like just say resiliency and energy and clarity?
Both. So I think it's an outlet. So for those hard days, I get to come here and work it off. But it also gives me the energy, the perseverance, the resilience, the things that you need to be good at your job, and the strength, and then just feeling good about yourself. It's going to translate into your job.
Is it hard for you to turn it off at home?
Yes. Yeah. But I have to because I love my family. Yeah.
She does a good job of turning it off at home. You gotta tune her down. It takes you gotta go a little bit at a time, but you can't just be like, not her.
I asked because the cool thing about it is like, you can't be on your phone and do this at the same time.
No.
You can't even have an awareness.
Yeah.
Like, because we know like we get the notification that pops up. Like it's still in there. Even if you're like, okay, I'm not going to attend to that right now. It's still there, right? Like the rest of life is away. Like there's nothing else you can focus on right now. So I was curious, like,
yeah,
especially because you're generally coming right after work. Right?
Yes, yeah. I come straight from my office straight to here, or I'll start here and then go to work, which I actually love. I told you yesterday I didn't want to work out, but I did, and I went to work and I had a great work day. It was for the best.
Yeah. Okay, tell me about your coach's experience. What coaches have you worked with? What do you like and dislike about and all that?
I have great coach experiences. I went from having a female, Alex, writing my programs, to now Carlos writing my programs. And I work out mostly with Carlos. So he knows me. He knows my body. He knows what I can do. He knows what I can do more than I do. And so now he wrote my program. And yesterday I was like, I had the best workout because he knows me. Yeah. And I love it. Yeah. I could say a lot about all of them. Coach Maria, I just look at her and I'm like, I'm going to kill it today because you're here. Like, I just want to be good for her. Yeah.
That part is so fun of like, because we can see, right? And a lot of that's experience because most of us have been doing this for a long time. Like, we can see when you have more in you, deciding like the right time and place, right? To like, sneak that in. Sometimes it literally is just sneaking it in. Like, hey, we're going to make heavy.
Yes. Yes.
You won't notice.
Yes.
Because mentally that makes a difference.
Yes.
Hey, we're gonna make it heavier. Feel like, oh man, can I do that?
Yeah.
You just like change the pin or change the weight, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens.
yeah.
And then you have a coach like Liz and Tasha, and they're rooting you on and cheering for you, like literally cheering you on. How are you gonna have a bad day? How are you gonna not do your best with that?
Everybody is fully invested in seeing you succeed.
Yes.
That's the win for us.
Yeah.
When we see the review or you tell us, right, you can do this thing, like, yes, that's it.
I think it's funny because you come in, and you're, I'm definitely older than these guys.
Yeah.
And I just kind of laugh, and how they learn your personality, because sometimes they're kind of like looking at me like, oh God, what kind of mood Sam in? and if it's the morning, they know I ain't talking. Like, like, he ain't talking. Like, he ain't gonna talk to you. He might say a couple words. But, I think it's cool how they start learning your personality. They learn, your needs and your behaviors. Yeah. And I think like Carlos can like see me, like all of a sudden you'll hear something. I'm like, where you even at? And he's like, suck it in or do this or tighten this. And you're just like, man, how do you see that? Like, so I think it's really cool. And then how they all work together, If some of them are, like Carlos is pretty just low key. And then you got Moy who's like, let's do it.
Yep.
And then
high energy.
Maria's just the ultimate cheerleader. And then Liz and Natasha is awesome because they're learning and they're all in. Yeah. And like you said, all they want you to do is succeed. And there's more coaches. I might have missed some, but those are the ones I usually deal with the most. Yeah. And it's just fun. It's fun. It's a fun environment. And what's my favorite is they all know their stuff. And that's huge to me. They're not just spitting stuff out. It's like, all right, you know what you're talking about. Like, your thing, good. And I appreciate that. And I can appreciate that versus, trying to be like, well, why is this way? Or why is this way? I'm like, no, I believe that you're educated. You did it. Now teach me what you learned. So
that's one of the things I've learned as we've grown and had more people joining the team, how much the personality set matters and their adaptability. But the reality that, like, say, Carlos and Moy have very different temperaments, right? And we can all shift that temperament a little bit, but just naturally, like the diversity that we have there, we have different people that will gravitate towards and feel more motivated by certain coaches.
Yes.
And it's like, we don't just want the coach that's like, yeah, you can do it. Like, there's some days where like, leave me alone, right? There's some days where we have, right? There's some people that are just like, I don't want, like, I am actually one that's like, I don't want a cheerleader. Just tell me what to do. I'll do it. Like, I don't need that.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of people that like,
Some people do.
yeah. And that's the part, like, again, like why we do the discovery session first. Get to know this person, understand how they work, what makes them tick, what is the first thing that's going to make them run away? Like, what's failed in the past? How can we build this so that it's fit for you? And to make sure that we're aware of the things that might get in the way and we can take care of them.
I really appreciated the discovery session because I didn't know what your process was or how you did it. I just thought we were coming in and working out.
Yeah.
And that discovery session was the start of it, and you need it because how are you going to train me if you don't know where I'm at?
Yeah, totally all makes sense now. That's why I was kind of like, why am I touching this thing? And I got a plastic pipe and I got this thing behind my neck, and I'm like, what are we doing? Yep. And now that I can touch my toes and do all these flexible things, I'm like, oh, it all makes sense now. So it's cool. It's cool to see that.
Most of the fitness industry, it's usually for the reason of sales, takes a very different approach, and it works from a sales and a psychological standpoint in a lot of cases. But our stance is, if you really know the body, you can't unknow the impact that you're going to have on people.
Yeah.
Right. And it's the reality that, like, someone is literally saying, here's my body, change it, fix it, make it better.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what you're working with, a lot of bad things can happen. So in our eyes, like, it's actually dangerous and reckless if the first day you come in, all right, let's go, lift this thing. I was like, I don't even know you. I don't know your body. Like, there's a lot of bad things that can happen.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have been hurt.
Yeah.
Because I would have thought I could do some things I could not do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even the approach that you take with that person, the way to motivate that person, right? Like you mentioned, the first time coming in, like, it's like, no, this has changed. Like, let people acclimate to a new environment.
Yeah.
And then also take the time to figure out, okay,
Definitely.
Who is this person? Because this person is not this number of pounds. They're not this goal. Like, there's all these things that make a difference in whether this is a week-long thing or a month-long thing or a year-long thing. Like, it makes a difference. Enjoy it, because I get the benefit now that I've done like 1,000 of them. Every time I sit down with someone, I've already met that person before. I've already had this conversation. So I can already see, after we're having that conversation, I can already see you in 3 months and in 6 months, in a year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I know what's going to be tick. I know this is going to work. I know this is the right coach for you. And like the whole
That's
thing.
cool.
So
You put the puzzle together.
Yes.
anything else you guys want to share? Any questions you have for me?
I think that the most important thing that I would like to share with you, and I've told you this before, is that it has changed our life for the better. And I said that we're in our favorite era. We've had a lot of eras together. And it's part because we have our grandbaby, we love our grandbaby, but it's because of our health journey. And it's because of this. I do not think we would be in this place if it wasn't for us coming and committing to this. And so I thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm along the same lines of that. That's I didn't know how many things it would change for me, honestly. And I just thought I was going to work out and just be like, but on like everything, our communication, my sleep, my eating habits, all those things, mental health, like it changes a lot of things when you just, you start doing this. And I think it was huge for me, and it came at the right time. Then we got blessed with our granddaughter, and now we don't complain about being sore. It's just like, we could walk around with this 15-pounder all day long. So I appreciate, like your program, and I appreciate your coaches and everything. I think that we definitely made a great decision, and we made it together, and we'll keep going.
Mental health is so important, and exercise plays into mental health.
Yes.
And I got a healthy husband back. I'm grateful.
Opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, we don't take it lightly. Like, we know it's a lot, right? To commit the time.
Yeah.
If nothing else, just the time.
Yeah.
Right? And the energy to it. So, like, we're so thankful that we get the opportunity to play that role. And we know, again, like, the trickle effects of the people that you work with, families.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you.
And getting compliments isn't a bad thing,
Yeah.
On your buff legs.
On my buff legs.
Someone comes to pat.
Yeah, you've been working out. Hey.